Hey guys, welcome to Primal Plate. Today we are making venison kebabs, which is a favorite at my house. My wife and kids really love it. It's a really simple way to prepare deer meat that goes over pretty well with it everywhere. We're gonna be using a deer shoulder. I honestly wouldn't recommend using a shoulder because it's bony and there's a lot of tendons, but I need to shoot a deer, and this is what I had in the freezer. Normally what I do when I butcher my deer is I cut several roasts that don't end up being roasts. They end up being kebabs or jerky or bulgogi or something different. Like I said, I'm all out of those. This is what I had, so we're just gonna work with what we've got. But before we get to the cutting up the meat, we are going to make the marinade, which is the most important part of a kebab. So what we're gonna start here with our dry ingredients is we've got about 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of Creole. I just really love Creole. You could use whatever sort of barbecue spice you might like. We also have about a teaspoon each of salt and pepper. So that goes into the bowl. Next, we are gonna do some oil. We're gonna use vegetable oil. You could use canola oil, olive oil. I like olive oil, but not for this because it's such a strong flavor. So we're gonna go with more of a milder oil, and you use a lot. Grab some red wine vinegar for some tang. I'm gonna use about 3/4 cup of that. Grab a little soy sauce. Do about 1/2 cup of soy sauce. Grab some Worcestershire sauce, however you say that crazy word.
I always struggle with that, and I hear people say every different word out there for it.
But it's so good.
Yeah, it is.
We're gonna go with about 1/2 cup of that. Break up that brown sugar. So when we start on this, we're gonna try to remove as much as like this fat and tendon as we can. Having a good knife with a flexible tip, a good sharp knife is gonna make that a lot easier. Again, you know, normally for kebabs, I use much less tendon and cut, and I'll take this shoulder, what I intended to do was to slow cook it, which will kind of get rid of all that on its own. But that's another recipe for another day.
Ideally, how long do you let that marinade sit in the kebabs?
At least an hour, but honestly, a day, overnight
Would be preferable.
Yes. But they've also done studies that show that marinade only penetrates into red meat so far.
Yeah.
And it's not much further than the surface. Different proteins are different. If you go longer than an hour, that's great, but honestly, I don't know that you're gaining that much.
Yeah. Did you hear about people doing brines and marinades for days?
No,
Yeah.
I never really feel like I taste everything that's in the marinade. I mean, there's some that are maybe a little bit more tender than
but from going a day to 4 days, it's like,
Ain't much
is there really
difference.
that much
Yeah.
of a difference?
Well, and a brine is different because that has like a different, usually has like some curing salt in it, which actually does penetrate.
Sure.
Versus a marinade, which is more just like flavoring for the outside of the meat. So all this silver skin, you want to get rid of that. Because this is, what we're gonna be doing is the opposite of a slow cook. It's gonna be a fast, hot cook on the
Yeah.
grill.
Silver skin is.
And so that is just gonna turn to
It feels
leather.
Can't even chew through
No, it literally feels like you're chewing on your tire. It has no give. The worst part about it is when you're processing, like when you're doing burgers and stuff, it wraps up in your meat processor, and it's like cable trying to get that because it is so strong. Isn't that silver skin the same stuff that they said Native Americans and early ancestors used for like bowstrings and
Sinew, yeah.
yeah, because it's strong stuff.
It's especially like that, like this is like textbook silver skin.
Yeah. If you guys have any other kind of preferred meats for kebabs, let us know. I mean, like we said earlier, we were talking about the backstrap being kind of the pinnacle, but you almost kind of feel dirty using backstrap meat for kebabs, you know? So, yeah, you guys have other choice cuts for kebabs, let us know. We'd like to try them out.
And I think other than like back straps, like a lot of people just process their deer and do summer sausage where it's
Yeah.
just all ground up.
You've got your big three.
But
Burger, backstrap, and summer sausage.
Yep.
I mean, I think, yeah, there's probably a lot of people that do a lot of jerky. I don't typically do a ton of deer jerky, but that's just because I like grinding everything into ground.
I love jerky.
Yeah.
So
But I just like grinding everything up. I like having a ton of ground deer on hand because we go through it like butter at home. I mean, we throw it in spaghettis and tacos and hamburger helper and all sorts of stuff.
I think, that's kind of our goal with Primal Plate is to expose different things that you can do so that you don't do just one thing with your deer. I mean, like I said, I'm low on deer. We've ate through like 6 deer in 12 months, plus an antelope, plus how much beef we consume. I try to vary it up. Like I said, my wife's burnt out on backstraps, so I have to be creative, which is really the reason I'm here today, because it's just like a force of necessity. I had to learn how to turn deer meat into more different tasty things that my family would eat, because I wasn't gonna stop shooting the deer, and then as long as I'm shooting them, I'm gonna be eating them. So the next step is to chop up some other veggies to go on the kebab. I'm not real adventurous with a lot of vegetables. We're just gonna do onion and pepper, but you can do mushrooms, you can do pineapple, anything that you think would be good grilled, you could do. But like I said, I'm kind of basic. You could do spicy peppers on there too. We're just gonna do red and green bell pepper and a little bit of onion. After we chop them up, we're gonna go ahead and throw them right in the marinade with everything else so that those flavors can mix with each other. And you're just cutting chunks that you're gonna spear through on the skewers, so.
Nothing too fancy.
Yeah.
I've never thrown them in the marinade though. That's kind of something different.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a necessity, but it certainly doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And like all the oil that's in that marinade will coat the vegetables. And then when you grill it, it helps those vegetables have a little bit better texture after being grilled.
Yeah.
Don't worry, folks. I got rid of the stickers. Talking to you, belt loop guy.
Blake, belt loop Blake. Not making that mistake again. Thank you so much for pointing it out. But look, I'm good today. All of them. Anything else?
nice little spill. Belt loop Blake.
Belt loop Blake is our next t-shirt line.
So what I always like to do is put the whole thing into a nice, like a gallon Ziploc bag. And since we're at Luke's house, we're not gonna do it over the sink. We're just gonna do it right here.
Yeah.
If it was my house, we'd do it over the sink.
You don't gotta do it over the sink. You just nailed that.
Not my first time.
That's what she said.
So yeah, and I usually give her some fondling, kind of mix that around.
Always make sure you shake it really hard too. Before even testing the seal, just toss it. Send it.
And then we'll just put that in the fridge for about an hour or so, and then we'll make our kebabs and grill it up. Wow, Luke, way to have a bunch of room in your fridge. Our veggies and meat have been marinating for, I don't know, close to 2 hours now, so we're gonna go ahead and make up some kebabs. Now, I have these nice fancy metal kebab skewers. You can just go to Walmart and get like bamboo skewers for like $2. You don't have to have fancy ones, but we make kebabs enough that we felt it was worth investing in nice kebab skewers. I say we each of us just go ahead and make up our own, and we can go slap them on the grill.
I just want meat on mine. Is that cool?
No,
Oh,
you have to share.
it's like
I always pick a rhythm: meat, veggie, meat, veggie. I'm a little worried that this meat's gonna be kind of tough. From the shoulder, I can just tell that as we're piercing.
yeah. But that's what kebabs are for.
If I wasn't such a terrible deer hunter, I could get a quality cut.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. There's a ton of bad deer hunters out there. You just hogged all the meat.
Dude, Ryan, your kebab is not dense enough.
Well,
Look at that. Like, you gotta cram that on there.
I ran out of meat.
We got the grill at about 375, just like you were gonna grill a steak. Nice and hot. Toss these babies on there and probably come back in about 5 minutes and flip them. But I would just wait.
And are you shooting for a medium rare here?
Yeah, so we're looking about 130. I usually just kind of pick the thickest piece and test that. And when it hits 130, you know the thinner pieces are done. You don't end up everything underdone. And a couple might be more done, you know, depending on who's all eating. You might want more done. But those are about 90, which is perfect. That's when I always flip my meat when it hit 90 degrees. So another 4 or 5 minutes, those are gonna be.
Don't talk dirty to me like that.
Perfect.
Smells great.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so here's our kebabs off the grill and ready to go. My lovely sister-in-law stopped by to try them. She does not eat wild game. She doesn't remember the last time she had deer. So I wanted her honest reaction to this, which is a fan favorite at my house. She's also wearing our Lust Life women's V-neck, available on our website if you want to go check that out. So let's take this one, the meatiest one. I think I probably put this one together.
Yeah, I didn't get no meat on mine.
It was all gone.
It was veggies.
We can all just kind of grab a piece of that. And
You didn't want the big piece?
No.
Oh yeah.
like I knew it'd be good because I make this all the time, but I mean, I said,
That's actually really good. I would eat that for sure.
It tastes like steak, literally.
yeah. So do you think my brother should go get a deer tag?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Been telling for years.
That brown sugar adds a really good sweetness.
Yeah.
I like that. I've never done that before. Some onion. Cooked to perfection too, man.
Yeah, if you grab a little bit of onion, pepper, whatever you like.
Even the veggies just have that good marinade flavor.
That's why I like to put the veggies in with the marinade.
Yep.
I thought it was gonna be more gamey, but it definitely is not,
Not at
gamey
all.
at all.
No.
This is one of the few recipes my wife will request.
Yeah, that's good. If you got somebody obviously who's never had game meat before, man, this is a good place to start.
Definitely. I agree.
All right, so that was deer kebabs. Tasty, delicious, easy, quick, great weeknight meal. Obviously great in the summertime because you're out at the grill. But it's one of my favorites, one of my family's favorites, and I'm really happy to share it on our channel here at Primal Plate.
Yeah, comment down below. Let us know what you guys want to see cooked. We'd be happy to hear your thoughts and give it a swing.
Like and subscribe.